And last but not least, we've got Dominique, who runs Resource Productions, which is a social enterprise that seeks to enable social change through film and art by diversifying creative industries. Dom also currently serves as a government's SME Apprenticeship Ambassador. So over to you, Dom.
Thanks a lot. Morning, everyone. I'm really excited to be able to talk about apprenticeships today, and particularly in the context of Black, Asian, minority ethnic diversity. I think this is an amazing opportunity, which you won't hear many people say at the moment in these challenging times, but to really show what the value of apprenticeships is to a whole number of things. But for me, one of the main reasons that my organisation got involved in apprenticeships was because it was a shortcut to being able to really embed diversity at the heart of any organisation. I personally feel that if your organisation cannot successfully set up and run an apprenticeship, then it is not truly diverse. And if it's not truly diverse, it's not going to represent the audiences, the clients, the world within which you operate, and therefore is probably not going to be able to achieve all of its business goals in whatever capacity you work in. So I work within the creative industries, and as Mel has just told you, it's really challenging. It's a freelance landscape. It's really hard to kind of regulate and to manage. But my organisation has managed to grow from a business of just one person, myself, during the previous recession. We're about to head into another recession. And so for me, this is potentially an opportunity to grow my organisation again, having grown through apprenticeships from the last recession that we went through in around 2008, 2009. It was just me. I couldn't afford to keep anyone else on. There was no COVID, but there was a massive crash, and small organisations, companies, large and small, lost loads and loads of staff. And so the solution I found was an amazing apprenticeship provider who I'd known for a while said, well, why don't you get an apprentice in and just have someone with you to help you through this difficult period? And through that, I actually got the opportunity to see how apprenticeships work and to realise that they act as an entry point into a company that is different from any other. If people feel they can't be a graduate employee, they can still be an apprenticeship. If people feel that they aren't skilled enough, they can upskill with an apprenticeship. If people feel they want to change direction or career, they can take on an apprenticeship. If someone is within your organisation but doesn't feel they have the skills or the experience to step up and hit that glass barrier and break through it, then an apprenticeship can upskill them within the organisation. And so it opened for me all of these opportunities that I'd never looked at before. And instead of always having to put out an advert with virtually no money for recruitment and HR as a small organisation, I was suddenly able to use the National Apprenticeship Service, my training provider, community networks, local schools and colleges to be able to advertise a new post. And I started to get applicants that had never ever applied for any of the previous jobs I'd ever put up in the good days when you could pay decent wages and when you could afford to take the pick of the crop. I'd get hundreds and hundreds of CVs, but they were all the same. They were from the same kinds of universities, the same kinds of areas, the same kinds of families, the same kinds of upbringing. And when you're an organisation that reaches out to so many different communities and audiences, you want diversity in your workforce, and you want people that don't look like you, that don't sound like you, that don't have upbringings like you, so that they can add value to the business. And that's what apprenticeships did for me at that point, and are continuing to do for me right now. So I just wanted to take today to have an opportunity to give a first-hand experience and answer questions around what it looks like in terms of what apprenticeships offer that other opportunities don't within your business, how to make the most of them, and the amazing kind of subsidies that we've got right now post-COVID. There's all kinds of incentives that will help you cover some of the costs. There's all kinds of different kinds of apprenticeships, right from level 2, where our young people will most need them right now at this crisis point, all the way up to postgraduate level, where people like myself are even looking at retraining and seeing what we can get out of an apprenticeship at kind of an older age, mid-career or changing career in these difficult times. So my personal experience has been positive. I have a really diverse workforce, more than 75% of whom are either past apprentices or are current apprentices, and I'm glad to say that a member of my team is now stepping up to management through an apprenticeship. She'll be starting in September, and it's enabling her to step up to a management role from administrative role. And someone else who has been in my organisation has now completed an apprenticeship and looking to enter the industry potentially as a freelancer. So I strongly believe that if you can't manage an apprentice in your organisation, you have to question whether you are a diverse organisation and whether you are reaching the people that you need in your workforce, and subsequently whether you'll reach the clients that you want. And that's all I was going to say for now.
Thank you very much, Dom.